Let's freaking go. That's right, Undead and folks, the Dragon Festival is upon us. This video is quite a bit long and a little bit choppy in some parts, but that's because we record it from multiple days. By the time this video comes out, I think it'll be day 3 or 4 since the festival has come out. But this recording is, I guess, within that time frame. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Here it is, the Grand Warden. I think that's who that is. Talking about the Dragon Festival right now. Explaining a little bit of the rules. Like I said, there are plenty of videos out there if you guys want full-on explanations. Basically, you're trying to collect rent envelopes, which is within line of what happens in the actual Lunar New Year. And yeah, you can get cool rewards from that. Here we go. First off, starting off, showing off the CWL. We didn't end up getting promoted, and we ended up getting some nice stuff for it. So not too bad. We will be spending some of that on this video today. Whether or not we use those items today is to be said, but we'll see as we go along. And yes, we did finally make a progression base for Town Hall 9. This is actually the first time we've ever made one, but we're going to start to continue on with the trend. Each Town Hall will make a progression base or copy one. We're not going to actually make it, but we'll copy from somebody online, just so we can kind of get a feel and know exactly where we stand within it. So quite a bit to go still in Town Hall 9. I'd say maybe another week, maybe. We'll see. A week, give or take. We still have quite a few defenses, about 60 wall sections, and then our production stuff that needs to be done. We're also going to be looking at the firecracker today in the video, and possibly, depending on where we end at, the Azure Dragon. So we'll see how that goes. Kind of showing off the defenses right now, so you guys can see that we still have quite a bit to go. Our Dark Elixir storages, I think, need 1 or 2 more levels. All the mortars, wizard towers, air defenses, most of the cannons, and sniper towers all need to go up by 1. And then we have a crap ton of traps that still need to be leveled up. So we're probably, I'd say 40% the way through, maybe. But we do have some builder potions. We do have some stuff happening. Plus, this event will allow for more stuff, whether it's scrolls or runes or whatever the case is. Stuff to be able to continue on with that. So we'll see how it goes, of course. And here we are showing off our raid weekend. We're doing well so far. We're actually pretty close on the cusp of Clan Capital 4. And I'm not sure if we're quite there yet. We are. Oh, I guess so. It's all good. And here we are showing off Builder Hall. We still haven't gone up to 7 yet. Or maybe it's 6. Like I said, so many different things for me to determine. But we will eventually do a video on that. So expect that at some point in time. Maybe we'll even do a stream on it. Kind of like how we do our worship streams for Boom Beach, but we'll see. Here it is, our CWL, or I'm sorry, our league shop. 261. We decide we want to get something. And that's right, we're gonna get the Hammer of Heroes. Whether or not we use it this video, we'll see. We kind of think about it, but I think we'll wait until we're a little bit low on resources. So here's our laboratory. Kind of not terrible. We're doing pretty okay in the laboratory. Still quite a few to go, but not too bad. We got most of our Dark Elixir troops down. A couple of our potions, and we'll start to work on our Elixir troops very soon. So, as we are already doing with the baby dragon. So, but here's the army combination that we're going to be using today. Kind of giving a test out to the firecrackers, which some people said were slightly underwhelming. I hold a different reservation towards them, because I actually think they're not too bad, to be honest. At least for lower town halls. Now, when you're higher up there, you know, 12, 13 plus, I'm sure they're not nearly as good, but as a Town Hall 9, they're pretty darn good. And here we are in a war. Now, by the time you guys see this video, this war has gone very differently, but maybe I'll post kind of the results or something like that. But right now we are kicking their butt, that's for sure. A lot of weird bases. When we first started off, they were like 7s and 8s, and then it seemed for some reason they either rushed the bases or they just finally decided to switch their war bases or something. I'm not entirely sure how that works out or whatever the case is, but we're crushing pretty much all of the lower end of them. I actually wanted to do 2 hits here, but it looks like only 1 base is left. That's really plausible for us to hit, and plausible is questionable considering that this base is not nearly a level 9. It almost kind of looks like my base that still needs some upgrades. Even the walls aren't quite upgraded, so. But yeah, we're going to take easy care of this base, kind of just scouting it out, checking it out. And we're going to try this combination. Now, this is the first time we're using the firecrackers, which probably isn't the best thing to do in a clan war, but we figured why not have a little bit of fun with it, so. And I don't know if I use a power potion here. I don't think I need to. I think most of these troops are maxed for their level. Maybe the wizards are the only thing, but since they aren't the main priority, I guess it's not a big issue. Our queen, of course, is not 30 herself. We use a hero potion. I think she's 19, maybe 18. So still got quite a few levels for her. The king, I think, needs 8 himself, so it's definitely going to be the ultimate determinant for us when it comes to going to Town Hall 10. So we're trying to time it, keep at least 1 hero down at all times so that they can hit 30 by the time it's time for us to go to Town Hall 10. That makes sense. Alright, here we're just starting off with a simple queen walk. I'd say my queen walk skills are getting okay. There's still some weird pathing. As you can see, that air defense is just murking our healers. So I gotta kind of figure out how to properly path, and I do understand that a queen walk is different from a queen charge, so we definitely gonna have to work on our queen charge as well, which requires some wall breakers or ways to break down those walls. So whether it's wall breakers or bringing in some earthquake spells or dropping the king to kind of help her out, that's kind of how we have to figure out and continue working on that. So once we get a little bit more acquainted with the queen, we will start to work on those different types of attack strategies. So, and kind of just tearing through the center of this base. Like I said, some rage spells with these firecrackers do their job, that's for damn sure. And they just kind of run through everything. Like I said, this works particularly well at lower town halls. I don't think you're going to get as much of a benefit from them as you get higher, but I'm not even sure we used the queen's ability. Maybe we did. But making short work of this base, that one last builder thing, plenty of time left as well. So, and we didn't even use the CC troops or the spell, so not too shabby. A little bit of shiny ore, a glowy ore, all the good stuff. And there was that base. Like I said, there was one other base that was super easy, but someone had taken it just in time. All good. Not a competition, really. We just trying to have some fun, so that's exactly what we did. Like I said, the video is kind of going to split into different parts at some points, and that's just because it takes, you know, at least a little bit while for the troops to train. And for you guys, it'll seem like seconds from us going from battle to battle, but, you know, I don't want to make you guys wait 5 minutes for all the troops to get trained up, so. And I don't even know what we're doing here. I think we're just going to stare at each other. Oh, there we go. We're going to look into the Dragon Festival stuff, just kind of showing off the possibilities of stuff. There is, of course, the Frozen Arrow, the new epic equipment for the Ice Queen. And then here's some shop offers. Like I said, I don't condone the use of spending money if you do not have it. There are some cool shop offers. If you have the monetary value to do so, feel free to do so. Of course, always support a creator. We don't have our own creator code, but there are plenty of amazing folks out there that have creator codes, so support them if you choose to spend money. Of course, you never have to. And maybe someday in the future, that's actually a great segue, we will be a free-to-play account, because if you guys have checked the community post on the channel, there is a poll up right now about 2 different account styles that I'm thinking about doing once we hit Town Hall 10. The progression is going to get a lot slower on this account, so unless I want to have a video like once a week, I think it's best to do a different account, a different type of playstyle. That way there's more videos for y'all. So there's a poll, one about an offensive account and one about a free-to-play. Make sure you go check it out and vote for it. And we'll do that. We might end up doing both, I'm just saying, but we'll do one before the other for sure. So there's also an event pass here that kind of expedites you within the event, as well as giving you some extra medals to spend on other goodies in the shop. You have cosmetics with the Grand Warden skin, some decorations, quite a few books of spells. A little bit expensive in my opinion. I don't know how much you're really going to be able to utilize that, but if you so please to do so. There are also builder potions and research potions, which are a little bit cheaper in my opinion. I don't do the exact math, so I don't really know how much cheaper they all are, but it looks cheaper. But yeah, plenty of stuff to kind of go through and look at that. We also have some of our raid medals. Well, we might save up a little bit with our raid medals. I don't know. I don't really feel the need to use them. If we do end up using them, it'll either be on hero potions or research potions, because I feel like that's the two most beneficial things within the raid shop, unless someday they decide to bring builder potions there, which I think would be super amazing. But yeah, we still have quite a bit of a way to go within Town Hall 9. Like I said, we have some stuff that will be able to expedite us up a little bit, but if I had to guess, maybe a week, maybe less. I don't know. We'll see how we feel. I think this was the other base that I was actually originally recommended to attack. Town Hall 10, not really a Town Hall 10. Maybe a Town Hall 9, 40% the way through, maybe, if I had to make some guesstimate. Definitely not a hard one. Just because they have a 10 Town Hall doesn't mean they are a level 10 Town Hall, which I know made a whole lot of sense. We're actually deciding to attack this one because I was doing some limit testing. One, I was just having some fun because, like I said, it was the original one that I wanted to attack. Just wanted to see if I could actually get it down. And two, there is a challenge within the Golden Pass that says to win clan battles. And even though this one had already gotten the stars taken away from it, I was actually curious to know if I could still count that towards. I had a clanmate tell me that you can still get the war bonus from defeating a base, even if it's already been defeated, which that I did not know. And I believe this video proves that that is the case. But the question then became, does it also fill the role of the winning clan battles? That's what this is all about. Some good queen value, getting out that Barb King and possibly the queen at some point. Oh no, our Barb King is going to take out their queen, which is totally fine. But yeah, our queen taking out their Barb King, and then our Barb King will probably take out the Barb Queen. Excellent job here. As we kind of rush to the base of the core, dropping down that rage for our firecrackers to do their thing. Like I said, they do a decent amount of damage when you're lower level. Like I said, I think once they get higher, the damage is very negligible. It almost feels like, I honestly wish they splashed it a little bit more, in my opinion. I'm used to the firecracker. I think it's a firecracker, right? Is that her name? I think it's her name in Clash Royale. I'm used to the firecracker doing that kind of craziness. So it felt a little bit underwhelming when I started playing with her, at least the splash damage wise. But not to say that I haven't enjoyed that particular troop. I'm not a big dragon player, so I don't know how I'll enjoy the Azor dragons, but we shall see. And like I said, there will be some skipping around in this video. It will feel a little bit clunky at times, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word, but sure. Clunky just because we're trying to look for bases to attack, to kind of show off this attack style. We're also, of course, trying to get those round envelopes. So this is a little bit of both. Showing off what we've learned, I suppose, and the little bit of time since our last videos and since we've been in Town Hall 9. And getting some of those resources for the event so that we can continue to push on. So Basically, my whole multiplayer battles now is just nothing but 10s. Every now and again 11, randomly a 9, but it is all mostly Town Hall 10 bases. I guess that's the way the matchmaking system works. It kind of reminds me of Boom Beach in a sense, where it just feels like you're always having to attack someone above you. And quite a bit of the times I actually get attacked by people above me, so kind of a weird mechanic in my opinion. Just because it feels slightly unfair. At least in Boom Beach, you have a very high chance if you learn your skills to be able to take out those high-end bases, but bases like this can be a lot more difficult. Luckily for us, a lot of these bases have upgrades going on. Sometimes the heroes are down, sometimes the Inferno Towers, which are the big problem thing here, are down, so just because it's a 10 doesn't necessarily mean it's a 10 in a sense, so. But so far, so good. Doing pretty well on this hit. I don't know. I don't think we get the clan castle here, because our troops do a whole lot of walking on the side, which is a little bit unfortunate. We'll see though. Did decide to use the CC here, just to get a little bit more extra damage and value out of everything. But not too bad overall. Like I said, for a base that was basically a 10, maybe not a full max 10, but a 10 nonetheless, those Inferno Towers were active. Not too shabby, to be honest. I mean, we had our max troops, but we didn't have a whole lot of troops, so, and I think even the bowlers weren't like super crazy level. So to be able to do that much damage is pretty good, so. And we're kind of just doing a little bit of cleanup here. Just letting our troops slowly die. Wasn't much time left. I guess I probably could have ended battle here, since there was almost no way we were going to get any extra value out of that, but sometimes it's good to watch troops go aimlessly. And actually a decent amount of loot from that base too, so we will take that. We also got our star bonus loot. I was very happy for the 2 times that they happened. Hopefully they do more of those star bonus loots. I know they do them for the first few days in every town hall. That thing is amazing for some extra resources in my opinion, so. Coming on to another quote-unquote 10. Most of the 10s that we're fighting were actually 10s that have a decent amount of resources as well. I know there's a way to farm all the stuff that people like to do, whether it's with sneaky goblins, which of course we don't have yet, or barching, or all these other troop combinations just to get exactly what you want, which is the resources and or clan castle / warden tower for the event. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, if you know anything about this channel, I like to do things big. Every attack, I like to try to make it go for a 3-star. I want to see how much I can clear. I am still trying to push up my trophies to get into the next leagues as well. So it's a little bit of 2 birds with 1 stone. Of course we want our resources, and this definitely isn't the most efficient way to get all of that stuff, but we're also trying to build up our repertoire and practice our attacks. So it's not easy to practice those attacks if you're just going in, grabbing a couple buildings just for craps and giggles, and then canceling out of the battle. You know, you gotta feel the burn. You gotta know exactly what the bases are feeling like, how hits are gonna go, maybe how some troop pathing is, best way to place your spells and all that stuff. So even throughout this video, I kind of got a feeling for where I need to place my spells kind of ahead of my troops. That way they get the most value for those spells and stuff like that. So I think it's very important to continue practicing. I know farming is a great thing for people that rush or just don't feel like they have the time, but I personally like to get a feel of for what I'm doing. I guess it's part of being still new to the game in a sense, though, or relatively new. And making pretty quick work out of this base. Like I said, this wasn't a max base by any means for a 10. Not a terrible base either. I think the biggest problem is it looks very weak, mostly due to the walls. And I'm sure some of the defenses weren't quite there, but overall not terrible. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. As always, our shameless shout out. If you guys enjoy the video content, are looking forward to the event and all of the Clash of Clans stuff, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. So close to 500, so very close. I know there are plenty of you out there, especially you Clashers, even some boomers that don't know about me yet. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. It is free. It costs you absolutely nothing. It would mean the whole world to me. Getting close to 500, we will be doing a huge giveaway at 500 subscribers and start to build up our community stuff. More to follow on that as we get closer. Of course, turn on those bell notifications. Now they are set to personalized when you first subscribe. If you want to know all the shenanigans that happen on the channel, make sure you put that bell notification to all notifications. So, much appreciated. Getting back into, of course, another hit, another 10. Like I said, you guys are noticing a common pattern. That is because we do not get Town Hall 9s on this. If we do, it's Town Hall 9s that have like 100,000 resources, which is not going to do it anymore for us. Some of our things are getting expensive, and they will not get any cheaper, so it's very important to get some decent amount of loot from these bases. So very important. And our queen kind of did a walk. I think I wanted my queen to go left here. She ended up going right, which I thought was going to be problematic, but I think we ended up kind of bringing it back. This was kind of like a weird layered box base, it felt like almost, with the, or maybe it's like a double, yeah, it's like a box base, right, with multiple layers. As I'm looking at it, kind of hard to tell, but I think so. Where the walls are kind of within the walls, so our troops are doing weird walks because they don't want to go directly to the core. They kind of want to go towards the free stuff that doesn't require them to go through walls. So definitely different feeling from that of Boom Beach. The walls make a very different dynamic with troop pathing and things like that. So, but the queen is continuing to do great work. Even though she did a walk, she got quite a bit of value from outside, taking out a lot of those outer things, basically wiping out all that top end of the base. So as long as our troops were able to get into the core, which is pretty much happening now, not too shabby if you ask me. That's another beautiful, beautiful hit with a crap ton of resources. I just realized too. 1,000,000 elixir, probably not as needed as gold right now, but still we will not complain. And we are slowly upgrading stuff. We did have 4 builders available at the beginning of this video, so I wanted to talk about that actually, and I'm glad I finally remembered as we're going through our gold pass random stuff and collecting some of those rewards. We have 5 builders currently. I'm trying to have my builders stay in sections. For instance, we have 1 builder that's working on our production buildings, so currently our dark elixir, and then they'll move to our gold mines and elixirs. We have 2 builders working on our main defenses, so hidden Teslas, the cannons, all that stuff. We'll have 1 builder working on our traps, strictly on our traps. Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We'll have 1 working on our traps, and then 1 will be keeping at least 1 hero down consistently. That way we kind of round out and eventually, hopefully, make it to max 9 around the same time with everything. So it's kind of my thought process. Once 1 thing finishes, we'll of course throw that builder to something else. And then if it feels like our heroes aren't going to quite get there, we might give up 1 of our builders from like the defenses, for instance, and drop it on a hero for a level or 2. So that way we can expedite and get to Town Hall 9 the quickest. Like I said, we're not going to be rushing Town Halls anymore at this point. We're going to try to pretty much max. Now there might be 1 or 2 troops in the laboratory. I think that's the hardest part. That's going to be to max out each Town Hall, because I think the time for the laboratory is like damn near twice everything of the buildings. There's only 1 laboratory, so. But besides that, everything else building wise should be maxed for each Town Hall before we decide to go on to the next one. At least for this account. Like I said, we have other accounts possibly in the works, folks. Make sure to check out the community post poll and vote on there. Do you want to see an offensive account, Boom Beach style in a sense, or a free-to-play account? I'm down with both. We may eventually do both, but this was going to be one series to the other, if that makes sense. kind of just running through this base. I don't know how. I'm not gonna lie, the P.E.K.K.A.s aren't terrible to break through walls. They're like a med type of tank and DPS troop. Pretty decent all around it. I would say the, of course, big downfall for them is that they require so much troop space. So it makes them just a little bit problematic, especially at these lower levels when you don't get a whole ton of troop space in general. So, but overall, not too bad. They can take quite a few hits, and they do a decent amount of damage. Like I said, they can kind of act as their own wall breakers in a sense. So it's pretty nice. And there it is, taking down that last little bit. And I think we actually had a poison to, as they say, swag nowadays. But there it is, League Gold 1. So I don't know if we'll make it to Crystal this video, but we'll definitely be capturing that either through a short or maybe through the next video, because we might do one that comes out tomorrow. Or I guess Sunday, depending on how that timeline works. So if we get close enough to Crystal, because we'll probably be grinding a little bit off of the video content, I'll probably show that in a video or something of that nature. So, and through the power of editing, we did eventually get the event pass, because I said we would by the end of the video, just to kind of help expedite it. Like I said, I do not mind spending a little bit of money on the game. I never tell anybody to do it themselves if it is not their prerogative or not affordable for them. So keep that in mind, folks. But as someone who creates content, I think it only right to show off a little bit. So, and we did get the Azure Dragon. So what, you wanna know what? We're gonna show it off in this video. That's right, through the power of editing magic, we did indeed magically pop up with Azure Dragons, and we are gonna try them out. We're not a huge dragon player. Me personally, I enjoy the ground troops. Lalo is somewhat fun, but the dragons just don't do it for me. There's far too many defenses that can make things go wrong, especially as you get to Town Hall 10 and higher with the Inferno Towers, the Expos. The air defenses are a huge problem for them. So many different things, so, and there's not a lot of troops there. Now, don't get me wrong, they have a decent amount of health, but I don't think it dictates enough for me to particularly like to use them. There's also some funneling stuff that needs to be done with them, so that's kind of problematic in and of itself. But of course, it feels only right to at least try them out and see how they do. We're using them in the rage route, which is basically just keeping them raged throughout the building and hopefully effectively clearing out the base using it. And it's doing pretty well thus far. I think if it was those were single infernos, it'd be a little bit problematic, but because it's a multi-inferno, I don't think it's nearly as bad. So I'm pretty much clearing out all the defenses. I think we have 2 or 3 left, so they were able to clear out just about all the fences, and now it comes down to speed. So this particular base did pretty well, pretty quick. I don't know that all bases will be quite that easy, and I don't know that this base was quite maxed. So that might have had something to do with it. Now they have splash damage that works in a linear sense rather than a horizontal sense, so they can hit their primary building and then anything that's 2 tiles behind that building. So the damage is pretty good, I'd say, collateral-wise, but nothing insane. Of course, it works similarly, just like I said, in a linear aspect rather than a horizontal aspect to that of Super Dragons. And they clearly can't chain nearly as far as that of E-Drag, so kind of a little mix between the two. And we did unlock an achievement here, Firefighter. Got the 10 Inferno Towers in multiplayer, which is pretty good. Nice little 100 gems that we'll take, because why not? We are going to start getting another hidden Tesla done. Like I said, two builders on defenses. Our defenses are going to be very time consuming. And of course, the heroes will be pretty time consuming as well. We're going to finally put our queen down for the end of a video. And of course, we're going to swap to our farming defensive base, we'll call it. It's really not defending anything, but I just realized we have the frozen arrow, folks. We finally got enough for it. Not going to show it off in this video. We're definitely going to do another video for you guys showing it off a little bit more, but it feels only right. Like I said, I don't know that it's the best piece of epic equipment in the world. Honestly, I've seen the videos of Giant Gauntlet. I don't think anything will ever beat that, but we are going to use it. Like I said, I like damage for my troops. I'm a very offensively based. I think it'll be a good mix with the invisibility vial for certain queen walks and queen charges. So anyway, with all that being said, I am the resident dweller of the world, the casual player's player, the David to Max Player's Goliath, and I'll catch you all very, very soon. Peace.